Good evening, everybody. This is Healthcare Bill part number 61. And do you remember me talking to you about Public Law 111-8? Well, that public law apparently is something that the 111th Congress created, and this is section 221 of that law. And I'm going to actually put a link in my video. Okay, I'm going to put a link down below to this, and I just wanted you to see this because this is it right here. I thought I had it the last time. I really did not, and apparently with a little more research I actually found the actual section itself. Like I said, I'm going to put a link down in here, and it's not very much. I'll go ahead and read this to you. It says, in general, Section 1927C1D of the Social Security Act, this is the Internal Revenue Service Social Security Act of 1986, so if you want to go find this, it's in Section 1927, letter C, number 1, letter D. Now, letter C is in lowercase, the number 1, and then you have the letter D in uppercase, okay? So it says Section 1927C1D of the Social Security Act, which is 42 U.S.C. 1396R-8C1D, as added by Section 6001D2 of the Deficit Reduction Act of 2005. So you have to go find the Deficit Reduction Act of 2005, and then you have to find Section 6001D2 of that act. And all this is being amended, one in Clause I, by redesignating Subclause 4 as Subclause 6, and by inserting after Subclause 3 the following. 4. An entity that AA is described in Section 501c3 of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 and exempt from tax under Section 501a of such act, or a state-owned or operated, and B would be a covered entity described in Section 340BA4 of the Public Health Service Act, insofar as the entity provides the same type of service to the same type of population as a covered entity described in such section provides, but does not receive funding under a provision of law referred to in such section. V. A public nonprofit entity or an entity based at an institution of higher learning whose primary purpose is to provide health care services to students of that institution that provides a service or services described under Section 1001 of the Public Health Service Act 42 U.S.C. 300. And of course this paragraph goes just a little bit further. I'm going to go ahead and show you all this. And finally it says, 2, by adding at the end of the following new clause, rule of construction. Nothing in this subparagraph shall be construed to alter any existing statutory or regulatory prohibition on services with respect to an entity described in Clause I-4, including the prohibition set forth in Section 1008 of the Public Health Services Act, and the effective date. The amendments made by this subsection shall take effect as if included in the amendment made by Section 6001D2 of the Deficit Reduction Act of 2005. There you have it. That's what it is. I'm putting a link down here below so you can look this up for yourself. I will tell you more in a future video, so stay tuned.